What if the way you made your bed this morning was an act of worship? What if the way you answered that email could open doors you never imagined? Dr. Myles Munroe discovered something that set him apart from millions of people. Excellence isn't about perfection. It's about the spirit in which you do everything. And when you operate in the spirit of excellence, everything changes. Stay with me. Hey amazing people. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of Dr. Myles Munroe's most practical and powerful principles, the spirit of excellence. Now, Colossians 3 verse 23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." But what does that actually look like in real life? Dr. Munroe taught that excellence isn't optional for kingdom citizens. It's not about being a perfectionist or showing off. It's about representing who you serve through how you serve. And when you get this right, doors open. Favor increases. Influence expands. Let me show you how. First, let's clear up some misconceptions. Excellence is not perfection. Excellence is not being the best. Excellence is not never making mistakes. So what is it? Dr. Munroe defined excellence as doing your absolute best with what you have, where you are, for the glory of God. It's about maximizing your current capacity, not comparing yourself to someone else's. Think about it like this. If you're a student with a B-level ability, giving your absolute best and getting a B is excellence. But if you're an A-level student who coasts and gets a B, that's mediocrity, even though the grade is the same. Excellence isn't measured by outcomes compared to others. It's measured by effort compared to your potential. Are you giving your best? Are you doing quality work? Are you going the extra mile? That's excellence. The spirit of excellence means, when you sweep floors, you sweep them like you're sweeping the throne room of heaven. When you write a report, you write it like God Himself will read it. When you serve customers, you serve them like they're ambassadors from another nation. When you show up to work, you show up like you're representing a king. Because you are. Dr. Munroe would say, mediocrity is doing just enough to get by. Excellence is doing more than enough because of who you represent. See, when you understand that every task is an act of worship, everything becomes sacred. There's no such thing as secular work and sacred work. It's all sacred when you do it as unto the Lord. Now you might be thinking, why does this matter so much? Why can't I just do good enough and call it a day? Let me show you why excellence is not optional. Reason number 1. Excellence is your witness. People may never read your Bible, but they will read your life. They'll watch how you work, how you treat people, how you handle details. And when they see excellence, they ask, what makes you different? Dr. Munroe told the story of Daniel in the Bible. Daniel was so excellent at his job that even his enemies couldn't find fault in his work. They said, "We can't find any corruption in Daniel unless it has something to do with his God." Excellence was Daniel's witness. Reason number 2. Excellence opens doors that qualifications alone can't open. You might not have the best resume. You might not have connections. But when people see the spirit of excellence in you, they want you on their team. Proverbs 22 verse 29 says, "Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank." Excellence promotes you. Reason number 3, excellence attracts God's favor. When you honor God with quality work, He honors you with supernatural opportunities. Doors open that shouldn't open. People call you who don't even know how they got your number. Promotions come that you didn't apply for. That's God responding to excellence. Reason number 4, excellence breaks generational cycles. Maybe your family has a history of mediocrity, laziness, or just get-by mentality. When you operate in excellence, you change the trajectory for your children and grandchildren. You create a new standard. Reason number 5, excellence is worship. Romans 12 verse 1 talks about offering our bodies as living sacrifices. Your work, your effort, your craftsmanship, that's your offering. When you give God your best, you're worshiping Him. And reason number 6, this is huge. Excellence represents God's character. God doesn't do anything halfway. Look at creation, sunsets, mountains, oceans, the human body. Everything God makes is excellent. When you operate in excellence, you reflect His image. Dr. Munroe would say, mediocrity is an insult to the God you serve. When you do sloppy work, you misrepresent His character. But when you do excellent work, you show the world what God is like. Now, we need to talk about the difference between excellence and perfectionism, because the enemy loves to twist this principle and turn it into bondage. Excellence says, I'm going to do my very best with what I have. Perfectionism says, it has to be flawless or it's worthless. Excellence is motivated by worship. Perfectionism is motivated by fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. Excellence is freeing. It says, I gave my best and that's enough. Perfectionism is exhausting. It says, it's never good enough. I'm never good enough. Excellence celebrates progress. Perfectionism only celebrates perfection, which means it rarely celebrates at all. Excellence allows for mistakes because mistakes are part of learning. Perfectionism punishes mistakes and sees them as failures. Dr. Munroe was excellent, but he wasn't a perfectionist. He wrote over 40 books. Some were better than others. He gave thousands of sermons. Some were more powerful than others. But he always gave his best with what he had in that moment. Here's the key. Excellence is about stewardship of your gifts. Perfectionism is about control and anxiety. One honors God. The other exhausts you. So if you're reading this and you've been using excellence as an excuse to beat yourself up, stop. That's not the spirit of excellence. That's the spirit of performance and fear. The spirit of excellence says, I'm going to prepare thoroughly. I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to do quality work. I'm going to go the extra mile. I'm going to treat people with respect. I'm going to give my best effort. And then I'm going to release the results to God. That's excellence. Not control. Not anxiety. Not trying to be perfect. Just faithful stewardship of what God has given you. So how do you actually develop the spirit of excellence? How do you make it a lifestyle, not just an occasional effort? Dr. Munroe gave us practical keys. Key number 1, change your perspective on work. Stop seeing work as something you have to do and start seeing it as something you get to do. You're not working for your boss, you're working for the Lord. That changes everything. When you answer phones, you're not just answering phones. You're representing the kingdom. When you clean, you're not just cleaning. You're creating order like God creates order. Key number 2, master the small things. Dr. Munroe said, if you can't be faithful with little, you won't be trusted with much. How you do anything is how you do everything. Don't despise the small tasks. The person who cleans toilets with excellence will eventually be trusted with greater responsibility. The person who files paperwork with excellence will eventually lead departments. Key number 3, develop systems and standards. Excellence isn't accidental. Create personal standards for your work. I will always double-check my work. I will always show up 10 minutes early. I will always respond to emails within 24 hours. Write down your standards. Stick to them. That's how excellence becomes automatic. Key number 4, do more than required. The spirit of excellence always goes the extra mile. Your job description says do 5 things? Do 6. Your boss expects it by Friday? Deliver it Thursday. The recipe calls for good ingredients? Use great ingredients. Extra is the evidence of excellence. Key number 5, pay attention to details. Mediocre people overlook details. Excellent people perfect details. Check your spelling. Clean up after yourself. Return things to where they belong. Follow through on small promises. Details reveal your spirit. Key number 6, finish what you start. Anyone can start strong. Excellence finishes strong. How many projects have you started and abandoned? How many commitments have you made and broken? Excellence completes. And key number 7. Constantly improve. Excellence is not a destination, it's a direction. Always be learning. Always be growing. Always be asking, how can I do this better? Yesterday's excellence shouldn't be today's ceiling. Dr. Munroe never stopped learning. He was reading, studying, improving until the day he died. That's the spirit of excellence. Let me tell you about Maria. She was a housekeeper at a small hotel, making minimum wage, feeling invisible and undervalued. One day, she heard Dr. Munroe teach on excellence and something clicked. Maria decided, I'm going to clean these rooms like I'm preparing them for royalty. Not for tips. Not for recognition. As worship to God. So Maria started leaving thoughtful touches. She'd arrange towels artistically. She'd fold the end of the toilet paper into a perfect point. She'd leave encouraging notes. She'd make sure every corner was spotless. Guests started noticing. They'd request Maria's rooms. They'd leave reviews mentioning her by name. The hotel manager noticed too. Within 6 months, Maria was promoted to head housekeeper. Within a year, she was training new staff. Within 2 years, she was operations manager. Within 5 years, she was managing 3 hotels in the chain. But here's the most amazing part. A guest who stayed in one of Maria's rooms was so impressed that he offered to pay for her to get a degree in hospitality management. Today, Maria owns her own boutique hotel. Maria told me, I didn't clean rooms to get promoted. I cleaned them as unto the Lord. But when you operate in excellence, God opens doors you never even knocked on. Excellence took her from invisible to influential. Not because she was trying to get noticed, but because she was trying to honor God. That's what excellence does. All right, let's make this practical for your life right now. I'm going to give you a 7-day excellence challenge. Day 1, choose one task you usually do with mediocrity. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's washing dishes. Maybe it's responding to emails. Today, do that one thing with absolute excellence. See how it feels. Day 2, show up 10 minutes early to everything. Work, appointments, meetings, church. Early is on time. On time is late. Excellence is punctual. Day 3, do one thing that wasn't required of you. Go beyond expectations. Exceed what was asked. Excellence over-delivers. Day 4, perfect one detail that most people overlook. Maybe it's organizing your desk, cleaning your car, or proofreading that document 3 times instead of once. Day 5, finish one thing you started but never completed. That project, that book, that conversation. Excellence completes. Day 6, learn one new thing that will improve your craft. Take a course, read an article, watch a tutorial. Excellence constantly improves. Day 7, do the job nobody wants to do with joy. Clean the break room. Take out the trash. Help someone with grunt work. Excellence serves without complaining. At the end of 7 days, evaluate. How did excellence change how you felt about your work? How did it change how others responded to you? How did it change your sense of purpose? Remember Dr. Munroe's words, the person who does more than they're paid for will eventually be paid for more than they do. If this message is convicting you to stop settling for mediocrity and start operating in excellence, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. What's one area where you've been mediocre that you're committing to excellence in? Where are you going to start doing everything as unto the Lord? And listen, if you want to join a community of people who represent kingdom excellence in everything they do, people who understand that how they work is how they worship, subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. We're raising the standard. We're showing the world what it looks like to serve a God of excellence. Join us. I want to leave you with this truth. You are not too small, too young, too old, or too insignificant for your work to matter. Every task is sacred. Every effort is seen. Every act of excellence is recorded in heaven. God doesn't judge you by the size of your platform. He judges you by the spirit with which you serve. Are you excellent with what He's given you? Are you faithful in the small things? So whether you're a CEO or a janitor, a preacher or a plumber, a teacher or a stay-at-home parent, your work matters. Do it with excellence. Do it as unto the Lord, because excellence doesn't just open doors, it opens heavens. It doesn't just promote you, it glorifies God. It doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your character. You serve a God of excellence. Now go represent Him with excellence in everything you do. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, do everything, and I mean everything, as unto the Lord. God bless you.